Attention! All hints and tips shown here are personal experiences and serve as support. The repair is at your own risk. All repairing tools used by us in the video can be found on our webshop stellartech.com. Just follow the links in the video description. We can only recommend this repair for professionals. The screen is glued extremely strong to the display frame and can only be separated with a great deal of patience and time. In addition, the new LCD screen can be reattached only with the original adhesive or alternatively with special liquid adhesive. Another danger is that the motherboard as well as the daughterboard are very fragile. So you should have experience in dealing with these parts in order to prevent damage during removal. Please write us in the comments on how difficult you felt the repair. Removing the battery cover. Power off the device. Heat the battery cover along its edges with the hot air gun or alternatively with the hairdryer. Fix the suction cup in the lower area of the battery cover. Try to raise up the battery cover a little by pulling on the suction cup and simultaneously slide a plectrum tool between battery cover and display frame. Release the adhesive once around the whole battery cover. As soon as the adhesive is released completely, you can remove the battery cover. Removing components from the LCD screen unit that must be transferred to the new screen. Release 7 screws cross below the battery. Hint: the screws are different in length. They should be placed well sorted to assure that each screw is reinstalled in the right position. Release 9 more screws cross above the battery. Use the plectrum tool to release and remove the middle frame carefully. Do also remove the loudspeaker module with the help of the plectrum tool. Hint: if needed, you can remove the camera module now to replace it. But this step isn't necessary if you only want to replace the LCD screen. Just release the connector of the camera module and remove it. The same applies to the front camera module. If you want to replace it, then you can already release the adhesive from the module and loosen the front camera connector with a spudger. Remove 1 screw cross from the daughterboard. Use the spudger to release 2 connectors from the daughterboard. Warm the heat protection slightly and remove it. Release the battery connector with the spudger. Release 3 connectors from the mainboard. Release 1 more screw cross from the mainboard. Disconnect the antenna cable from the mainboard and loosen the cable out of the display frame. Start at the left side of the daughter board with releasing it with a spudger and remove the board. Attention! The daughter board is extremely thin and fragile. Please take extreme care to avoid damaging the board. Removing the battery. At the lower ending of the battery you will find the endings of the 2 pull-out strips. These must be released until you can grab them. Then pull out the strips one after the other, preferably in one piece. If one of the adhesive strips breaks, the battery must be gently levered out. Attention! Please be extremely careful when levering out the battery, because there are 2 flex cables located under the battery. Do not damage them. Once the adhesive strips are removed completely, you can remove the battery. Removing further components from the LCD screen unit. Remove the SIM card tray, for example with the help of a paperclip. Release the mainboard carefully with a spudger and remove it. Hint: there is a white heat protection located under the mainboard. Possibly this must be adjusted a little bit after removing the mainboard. At this point you can now release the front camera module from the motherboard if you want to replace it. Release 1 connector with the help of the spudger. Peel off the flex carefully from the front display frame. Then release 2 more connectors. Separating the LCD screen from the display frame. Attention! The LCD screen is glued extremely strong with the display frame. It takes a great deal of time and experience to separate the screen completely from the frame. We show you below with which variant we were successful in the end. However, until we did, we went through many trials that were unsuccessful. It took us almost an hour to separate the LCD screen. Heat the LCD screen along its edges. In our case, we succeed by pushing against the screen with a spudger from the backside. We've fixed the spudger in the area of the home button and pushed against the backside of the screen until it has opened a little. Then we've used 2 plectrum tools to slide them into this opened gap and use them as a placeholder. So with the plectrum tools we've prevented that the adhesive immediately sticks again. Heat the LCD screen again and again in between. Use one more plectrum tool as well as a thin plastic tool, for example the iPlastics opening tool, to release the adhesive once around the whole screen. Hint: also for this step you have to plan a lot of time and patience. Once the adhesive is released completely, you can raise up the screen carefully. To remove the screen completely, the flex cable at the bottom of the screen must be threaded through the display frame. Testing the new LCD screen for functionality. Insert the mainboard into the display frame and connect it. Do also insert the battery into the display frame and connect it. Connect the screen to the mainboard. Power on the device and test the LCD screen for functionality. Power off the device and remove the components again from the display frame: LCD screen, battery and mainboard. Fixing the new LCD screen on the display frame. Hint: optimally, you should use the original adhesive foil for the Xiaomi Mi 6 for fixing the screen. Since this is difficult to obtain, we show alternatively how to fix the display with liquid special glue. First, you have to remove the adhesive residuals from the display frame. It is best to use a metal spudger and scrape off the adhesive residue. Finally, clean the display frame with a toothbrush soaked in spirit. Apply the special liquid adhesive to the edge of the display frame. Allow the adhesive to dry briefly. Thread the LCD flex cables into the display frame. Start at the bottom with pressing the screen to the display frame and use the home button for adjusting. Then push the screen solid once around with a cloth. Link the touch connector. Inserting the mainboard and testing the LCD screen for functionality. First, connect the front camera module to the mainboard in case that you've removed it to replace it. Insert the mainboard into the display frame and push it carefully until it is locked in. Link one connector on the bottom of the display frame. Link the connectors to the mainboard. Fix one screw cross on the mainboard. Lay down the battery loosen on the LCD screen unit and connect it. Power on the device and test it for functionality. Disconnect and remove the battery again. Fixing the battery. Hint: we suggest using the original pull-out strips for the Xiaomi Mi 6 for fixing the battery. This will ensure that you can remove the battery easily, also for further repairs. We've used alternatively double-faced universal adhesive because the pull-out strips were not available when making the video. Cut 2 strips of the double-faced universal adhesive and fix them on the back side of the battery. Remove the protective foil from the adhesive strips. Insert the battery and link the battery connector as a guide to alignment. Push the battery solid. Transferring components to the new LCD screen unit. Insert and connect the camera module. Insert the daughter board, adjust it and push it carefully. Link the connectors. Fix one screw cross on the daughter board. Connect the antenna cable to the mainboard and thread it into the display frame with the help of the spudger. Insert the loudspeaker module and push it slightly. Fix 7 screws cross below the battery. Insert the middle frame, including the antennas, and push it solid. Fix 9 screws cross above the battery. Power on the device and test it for functionality. Closing the device. Hint: if you want to reuse the old battery cover, you should fix it with a liquid special adhesive for getting an optimal result. First, remove the adhesive residuals from the battery cover. It is best to use a spudger and a plectrum tool to scrape off the adhesive residue. Apply the liquid special adhesive on the edge of the battery cover. Lay down the battery cover to the display frame and adjust it on the camera. Once the battery cover fits perfectly, you can push it solid once around with a cloth. Insert the SIM card tray. Power on the device again and test it for functionality. Power off the device. We look forward to your comments, and if you liked the video, do not forget to click thumbs up. Please let us know if you have questions or suggestions for future videos. All shown tools and spare parts can be found on our webshop, stellartech.com.